We are going to do one today from a YouTube site called I Am Superwoman. So this is for you, girlfriend. Yeah. Her question of the day is it okay to date your ex's friend? And we have some lovely guys in the studio from a band today that are going to chip in whenever they feel like it. Mm-hmm. As much as this question, is it okay to date your ex's friend, straightforward, right? You think it is. Till you start talking about it, looking at all the variables, and you realize it's not a cut and dry answer after all.
No, it's not. There's so much. It's very complicated.
It is. Yes. So the first question is, how close are you to this ex? Next one, did you break up on good terms? Was it done respectfully? How long ago was it? And I think that's a big one.
That's probably the biggest one.
When has anyone ever broken up on good terms?
Well,
come on, man.
I don't know. I think, okay, we're talking amicable then.
That's
maybe
another
not
show.
Good. Yes, that's a whole nother show, exactly.
Yeah, okay, Sandra said that. Say that again.
Amicable.
Yeah. Amicable. Yeah. It was amicable. That was one of the words in the restraining order.
Was it? Oh, okay.
Good one, Len. Okay, so obviously Len doesn't feel that it's going to happen where people break up on good terms. So then that's going to make it more complicated to be able to date your ex's friend.
Sloppy seconds?
Yeah. So how long ago was it, I think, is probably the biggest one that you have to ask yourself.
Right.
Because if you're going in there for the kill, when the bed's still warm, so to speak, pretty nasty, right?
Yeah.
And how close a friend is this person to your ex is another question. You guys are younger than us, so what would you think if you dated, anybody can answer this, if you were dating somebody for, say, 3 years, and the guy beside you, whether it's your brother or not,
a band member,
or a band member, that's a good one, decides that I've always liked this girl, I really, really want a chance with her, and he were to come up and ask you if that was okay, what would you guys say?
First of all, the band would break up. Right?
You think so?
This is a common tale. This is why bands break up.
Right.
Constantly. And then, what would you do? Well, I'd say, first of all, like, it's grossly inappropriate. I mean, there's plenty of girls out there. It's a question of ethics, really. I don't know if there's such an absolute answer. I just feel that it's an inappropriate thing to
do. Now what if it wasn't a band member? What if it was just a buddy?
Buddy, I'd have to question that guy's friendship to myself. I'd have to say, like,
or
his fucking desperation and his inability to attract any other chick that hadn't already been warmed up to the fucking guy, right?
Right. But hey, you know what? What if the guy just said, hey, listen, man, I know you broke up with this chick and I really like her and I want to date her. Is that okay with you? Like if he asked you, and you'd just say no.
It's not okay to ever have your. Okay, you guys got to talk right into the mic because otherwise it'll come out.
Thousands of good-looking girls in the city. I'd have to say, really, you have got to go find another one, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's
a good point. That's a good point.
And I don't know how old are you guys?
23.
Okay, all of you around the same age?
Yeah, we're all around the same age.
Yeah. Nobody wants anybody to go behind their back. I mean, that's another big thing too. Is if
you
find out,
if I can jump in here for a second, I have ex-girlfriends that like I don't have any feelings for whatsoever.
Right.
And it wouldn't arouse any feelings of jealousy or bitterness or anything like that if a friend of mine dated them. But I still feel that it's inappropriate because
you know why?
Chances are I don't want them in my life, and the fact is they're still connected and tied to me if one of my friends is
right.
With them.
Do you think that's territorial ownership though?
No, I don't, man. All right.
Yeah, I think so. And the reason I asked that,
distinction we'll find
this is interesting because I was just about to say that most women are that way.
You're right about that.
It's emotionally attachment, right?
We're bitches because we have emotional connection. We've been with them sexually. We've given everything, But what if you just had sex with them a couple of times? So say you dated them for maybe a couple of months.
And then my friend had sex with them.
But quite a bit later.
I'd like to not know about it.
There you go.
Really?
That's honesty.
You wouldn't want to compare notes?
I'm the same way. I wouldn't want to know about it either. Like if they're just going to do it, if they're just going to be screw buddies or something, that's fine. Like
it's a question of how much the girl meant to you really at the end of the day.
Exactly.
If it's just a chick that I shagged, then I might totally compare notes. It's like she was like great at this, great at that, not so good in that department.
Yeah, and if it's really bitter, or if the guy's a dick or the girls are real hag, I mean, you're going to have some huge problems there.
So you have to evaluate both situations. But let me run this by you while I have you guys in the studio here. Heather Locklear and Denise Richards were really good friends. Okay, are you guys familiar with this story? No. Who's the guy that Heather Locklear's married to?
Sheen, right? Oh, Richie Sambora.
Richie Sambora, yes, that's
okay.
One.
He's quite a cutie, actually.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they broke up. But who pops in right away is Denise Richards, the next door neighbor. within weeks.
Yeah, and
that
their
is
neighbors,
Heather's
too.
one of her best friends.
Slut.
Doesn't get any dirtier than that, does it?
Do you think like that has got to be the worst of the scenarios, right?
That's like fucking wacky. And you know what it is?
Yeah.
It's taking.
Watch the F words, guys.
Sorry.
We are a family show.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
We're kidding. We're kidding.
Drink your wine. You know what that is though? That's taking total advantage of your environmental circumstances.
Yes.
And that's just pathetic. I mean,
Yeah.
if
She didn't even
nothing
cross
else,
the street. She went next
she's
door.
a good-looking woman. It's like she clearly has self-confidence issues if she has to go right to her fucking neighbor's house to get laid. You know?
And listen to what's happened
Yeah,
to
good point.
Heather Locklear since.
Yeah.
I mean, she's been rehabbed. She's gone through depression, drinking, driving charges.
Yeah.
She's been a mess. And
You know what I think has something to do with that? Honestly, I think it's a bit
Jealousy?
No, I think it's a bit of a comfort issue as well because they've already been warmed up to the guy, so the trust barrier has now been established.
Yes, so
You know
true,
what I mean?
so true.
So-
Actually, and
either that or is it just easy because it's next door?
Well,
Yeah.
it's easier because
Right.
of the trust barrier. I mean,
Yeah.
once that's been established, now this woman feels comfortable with the man.
Yeah.
And as you know, that's a huge issue when it comes to women and men getting together. So
Right.
that's happened, you know, and now it's like, you know, it's taking the easy road, though, if you ask me. It's
Well,
kinda,
sure.
you know.
So we're
Yeah.
thinking maybe you guys should have your own talk show.
this is bonus.
Okay, I'm going to move along, and I love what's happening here. This is great. This could be an hour show, though.
And we've talked about ego before, and really what's happening here is the ego is so badly bruised that you this is how you're dealing with it, is you're lashing
Who's
out.
Bradley Bruce?
Badly bruised.
Okay, so you're right.
It's the wine
it's
speaking.
ego. Men is
Yes.
ego. Women is more emotion. Do you guys agree with that?
Oh, I disagree strongly. I think that all people have ego, and I feel like it's
We
something
do. You're right.
We need to work on as a people. I feel like it's probably our biggest setback. I mean, really. Yeah.
You're right,
Yes.
but I'm saying, but come on, be real
Men have
here.
false pride.
Is your
I mean, that's
emo-
one of the- one
False
of the-
pride, yes.
One of the big
Okay.
differences is the instinctual drive behind man and his pride. But I mean, women also have the ego. They go about dealing with it in a different
right.
way. But
Yes,
it manifests
very
itself
much so.
differently, but it's
Because
still
this
ego.
girl that didn't want me to date the guy 5 years later, that was ego.
Oh, 5 years later? Shit, yeah. That's totally
ego,
ego. That's
right?
all
Sure,
ego.
I'd say
yeah.
that's true.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, you know, this is why we have talks with guys.
Yes.
First and foremost, I think we all agree in this room that you have to discuss it. If
You know?
You know, these things do happen, and at the end of the day, it's easy to make a judgment based on ethics and say like there's
Yeah.
an absolute. But the fact is, there's extenuating circumstances, and they do happen.
Oh, everybody handles former relationships differently. So you may have find yourself temporarily at odds with your friend, or you may be pleasantly surprised at their acceptance of the situation. So if this happens to you, you're very lucky and you want to go with it, because this could be, I hate the word soulmate, whatever, but it could be your forever partner. And you've got to really weigh out the pros and cons here of losing a good friend, or maybe they're so cool with it, they think you guys are great together, that there's this happy big situation going on like at my house.
Right.
So these are the kind of things you want to weigh out. It's not always okay. The first thing you should do, give it time. Don't jump in a warm bed, so to speak. Don't run in the backyard mowing their lawn before you've talked to them. I don't know where this is all
love
coming
these
from.
metaphors.
I think it's my half a glass of wine. Okay. Just make sure that you respect your friends first and foremost.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And just go for it, because this could be the love of your life.
And before we go, we want the band's name.
Our band's called In the Red.
Thanks, guys, for your feedback.
Cheers.
You're awesome.
Much
Thanks for
appreciated.
having us on.
Yeah, thank you. Anyway, thanks for listening, everybody. Stay tuned. We have another segment coming up. Karma. Ooh, karma. Lots to talk about there.